part of your committee that's made some news. During an exchange with the Housing and Urban Development Secretary, Ben Carson, you personally, he was talking to you. He appeared not to understand a basic housing term called real estate owned, which unfortunately is going to be all too familiar to a number of Americans who lost their house in foreclosure. Let's just listen to the exchange.
Somebody owned somebody.
What do you make of that, though? Because Carson said he was having trouble hearing you. What's your takeaway after having had that exchange yesterday?
I'm sorry, but respectfully, I was very clear in my words. I was using the term REO, and when he couldn't hear me or I thought he was mishearing me, I took pains to politely correct him, to spell out the acronym REO. I asked him at that point to be sure we were on the same page so that we could have a productive conversation if he knew what an REO was, and he gave the incorrect answer. An REO is not an organization. It's not a real estate organization. That's not correct. So for Mr. Carson to now go on TV today and say that I'm the one who doesn't know what's going on and he'd be happy to inform me is frankly very rich. I spent more than 10 years in the trenches working with families who were facing foreclosure, listening to their stories, and I want Mr. Carson to take this problem very seriously. He still does not have his facts straight. In his statement today on Fox Business, he claimed that FHA forecloses very quickly, sells properties very quickly. It does not. The typical time from when FHA forecloses on a property to when that property is stopped being vacant, from when that property is returned to being a habitable home, is over 500 days. So the reality is, in the last 24 hours, while he may have learned what an REO is, he has not learned what's going on at FHA and what he needs to do to lead it successfully.